Hello folks, David here, the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I've finally found a building to dive in because I don't like doing these on the street as people look at me like I'm a lunatic, quite rightly, for our post-match St Johnstone brief video thing, and usually I wait till I get home and it gives me a little bit of time to unscramble my brain, but as I say, I've just dived into a place outside Ibrox, and yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain how a team can go from the battling qualities that we showed on Wednesday to that today, which was utterly anemic. There was nothing at all to recommend about that performance, and you know there were no highlights, there were no positives. We usually look for silver linings. There were no silver linings, and it was that type of display today, and it was odd because the result the other night, not the performance, and that's something when you break down the show and people say, "Oh, we won," you know, what are you moaning about? And the reason that we do that is because you can't keep playing like that and winning, because eventually it will catch up to you. What you should try to do is when you get a win like that, be overjoyed about it, but then say, right, that's a launch pad and we will get better the next match, not worse. And that's what we did. Maybe a sense of entitlement or complacency rather, which they they haven't earned, but I don't know if they thought they just had to turn up and win that match today by they'll get through it because they've been getting through games recently and that something would happen. Well, they didn't make something happen today and they got punished. They got punished for it. And the worst thing was they got punished by a St Johnstone side that weren't great. You know, maybe St Johnstone fans will tell me that they were, and I'm being harsh because you know what it's like. You only watch your team during a game, and when I watch the game back when I get home, maybe I'll notice that St Johnstone comprehensively were much better than us, and there was nothing we could do about it. But I doubt it. Rangers made too many mistakes. He made too many unforced errors. St Johnstone did the basics very well, but that was all they had to do. We didn't make them do anything else. The fact that when we scored after 3 minutes, it was against their run of play tells you how the teams have started. And Rangers do that far too often, where they come out with absolutely no drive and they've got no dynamism to their game, and it lets the teams get a foothold. Increasingly, we have to say that this team can't play Ibrox, and that's a bit of a worry for them. I don't think that is going to is going to be sustainable long term, shall we say? And my concerns about the defence, I've moaned often to you about it before in the past, and I'm going to do it again today. We've got two fullbacks who simply can't defend, and for all their attacking intent, and it's great sometimes, you need defenders who can defend because it puts us under far too much pressure when they don't, and today they were both completely out of their depth defensively and just woeful. The centre halves I thought were really poor today. I'd mentioned about Bruno Alves that overall I think it's time for us to be maybe asking for a little bit more. Today it was time to be asking for considerably more. That was a really shocking performance from him. He just looked disinterested and dozy and like he wasn't concentrating. Danny Wilson, you know, that's what you're going to get from Danny Wilson. Some weeks you'll get an 8, some weeks you'll get a 5. That's who he is. That's who he's always been. That's who he always will. He's 26. He's not going to change now. That's what you're going to get from Danny Wilson. If you're going to pick him, you've got to expect that there'll be days he plays like that. That's, you know, you take the rough with the smooth with him. Conceded a poor goal, I thought, because again the guys had time on the edge of the box. Good shot, but again the guys had time on the edge of the box to weigh up his options and set himself and then finish. I was watching it with Scott, our podder, and we had time to say to each other, "Oh, watch him! Oh, he's going to set himself! Oh, he scored!" And that's never a good thing to be able to do. And you know, there wasn't apoplexy in Ibrox at that point. I didn't feel that. You know, I know this thing about, oh, Ibrox can be such a tough place to play, and that the players are often, you know, that we get on their back. I don't think it was a cauldron of seethe today. I think it was more a case of that the players just couldn't get going at all. They couldn't get anything going. The guys in the midfield worked hard enough, but no real quality. And moving forward, Josh Windass didn't have the things he's been doing well lately, unfortunately. And Morelos doesn't look confident, and I find that odd because, you know, he is scoring goals now. It's 3 in a week, but he's not playing with that kind of sense of purpose and aggression that we saw from him earlier in the season, and that's a little bit worrying. So overall, what can you say? Graham Murty, I think, looked very frustrated on the bench. It'll be interesting to see what he says after the match, because how do you account for that for guys who should be totally full of confidence going into a match and then not performing in that way and offering very little? And I think, you know, the most disappointing thing is me and the big man turned to each other with about 15 minutes left and said they've accepted this. They have, I wouldn't say chucked it, I think that's a very strong term to use at professional footballer, but they have accepted that they have lost this match, and that's really disappointing, you know, when you're 3-1 down. Okay, it was a long shot at that stage, but try and get back into it, try and get a goal, you know, we'll see if we can build from there. And I just thought they were meek. And I think that's probably the worst thing about this defeat, is they were meek. They just sat back and they allowed a team to impose themselves at key moments, and they weren't capable of doing it back the way. And that's, yeah, it's very frustrating. But yeah, we'll be back. I mean, it was just like us to go and beat Kilmarnock next week and beat Motherwell. I mean, that's the thing with this Rangers team. It seems to be forever kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps back, 4 steps forward, and well, that's why we're still in this pack. And because, you know, by rights, by our home form, Christ, we should be, you know, competing for a top 6 spot. But because of our away form, we're still in this pack, and it does kind of show you, you know, how bad are Aberdeen and Hibs. That we beat them, you know, fairly easily in Aberdeen's case twice, and beat Hibs in their own midden. And they weren't as good as the kind of the headlines seem to make out. Just look at the stats, I'll tell you, watch the game back. But then we play St Johnstone, who just got gubbed by Aberdeen, and that's what happens. We get taken apart, and yeah, it's very, very, very frustrating. But we'll do, you know, we'll do what we always do as fans. We will pick over it, try and pick ourselves up again. But we're getting mightily fed up with it. I think that the board now, Graham Murray keeps buying them time, and then they keep squandering it. And it's unfair to keep asking Graham Murray to buy them time, and it's unfair for them to let him be the blame rod when he doesn't on today. They should have a manager by now. Simple as that. I mean, that you kind of have one job when you're on the board. You know, that's kind of your biggest one is recruitment. You know, especially the manager. It's not a position traditionally that football clubs leave vacant long term, and you've done it twice now in a year, and it's not good enough, and it's damaging it's damaging the club, it's damaging the side, it's damaging the relationship between the board and the fans, and you know, we can all moan. I'm doing it right now. I'll do it on the shows, but the fact is it's not going to change before Christmas. I mean, Mark Hughes, I heard Stoke got beat again today. Well, you know, Mark Hughes is still their manager, but I bet Stoke have a new manager before we do. I think that says it all, unfortunately. So, while I remember, actually, the hat, I'd like to thank the people who sent me it. They're called The Famous. They've just started making hats, and this one is called The Wilkins, as you can see in the design. It's made in 1988, and the very kind people sent me it for free, which was nice of them. So I just want to be honest, you know, but it is very comfortable. So if you want to check it out, go to their website. They're called The Famous, and they're on Twitter as well, and you can check them out. If you want to check more out from us, you can. You just need to go to wherever you get your podcasts and search for Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and up it'll pop. And if you want to hear even more from us, if you go to our Patreon site, it's patreon.com/Heart and Hand, and we have shows every day. We have 2 or 3 shows every day. You can subscribe for the price of $1.99 per month or $3.99 per month if you want extra content. And we've got some great shows on there, head-to-head debates. This week is the phrase "We are Rangers," or the feeling "We are Rangers" holding us back, and that aroused a lot of passion. We had episode 2 of our show, The Advocate Years, and people are really digging it. We haven't had one person ask for the money back or one person cancel yet, so I mean that's not too bad. So come and join the 50, 100 people who are on there. And this week we've also asked for your ideas and your chance to join the Heart and Hand networks, which is, you know, what we want to do. We want to eventually get to a situation where Rangers fans can get their news from the club and their analysis and their entertainment, hopefully, from other fans, and that's what we want to do. So yeah, just come and see us on there. And you know, after that game today, I need to go and watch it again. So thankfully I'm off the drink, because otherwise I'd be on the bleach, I think, tonight. But yeah, anyway, till Monday, my name's David Edgar, and I'll talk to you again then. Cheers, bye.